Hey folks, welcome back to the Feroz Moto channel. Ryan here with another video, and today we're going to talk about why it sucks to own an M car in this day and age, especially with the newer platforms being the G or F series cars. So to begin, one of the things I'm starting to find is, well, I kind of knew this with my previous car, but the M tax is really and truly a thing. When it comes to anything with these cars, with how bespoke and special they are, it just gives every manufacturer, every OEM part, everything that has an M label on it to be charged a ridiculous more amount. Almost 2 or 3 times the price of normal things in some considerations, but overall it is just pretty ridiculous how high some prices for things can be. For example, when it comes to braking performance and brake pads for a car, I've seen sets go for almost $1,100 just for brake pads. So we're dropping, you know, 4 digits on a consumable, and it is extremely expensive to kind of get the car to what you want. And when you compare it to other brands and other cars and platforms, it is just really disheartening and disappointing. And to the car's, you know, defense, and that the performance that you get out of this machine is truly remarkable as a one and done package. But when you break it down, I mean, with how heavy the car is, how much power it's putting out, there is a lot of drawbacks to that performance, and you really end up paying for it. So if I were to redo some things, I do wonder if getting this car would be really the only option for what I wanted. I think for a dual duty car, it is truly perfect as it gets. I mean, the other ones in the hot hatch market was like a Type R or a GR Corolla, but to compare those to this, I don't think it's fair, especially price wise, and then overall just the refinement, fit and finish, and the output of that platform. But for me and my intentions of now wanting to dive in full head first into the world of motorsports, as much as this car is able to perform and excel as its craft so perfectly, there are a lot of financial and expensive limitations that stop me from wanting to go full hog wild into that world. A car I really want, or I'm really highly considering, is a Miata. I know it's a complete different world of power and ethos and mantra, comparing this from, you know, a super high horsepower rear-wheel drive front engine car to a shorter wheelbase, super lightweight momentum car. But I think it'd be the perfect dance partner to conjoin both of these driving styles together to help me really get the most out of that car, and also just have a lot of fun, and a cheap fun at that. You know, comparing tire sizes, brake parts, suspension components, everything that is in relation to a car that is just lighter, smaller, and less power, it's more money in my pocket to sign up for events and register for more seat time. So there is kind of that thing where I'm hitting myself in the back of the head wondering if I didn't go so crazy and get something like this and try to make it do both things, I would be in a happier position. But you know, hindsight is 20/20, and I don't really have much regrets in doing it. I just wish I made more money so I could do both. But with this, with the position that I am in, I really cannot complain. The ability that this car has done so well with both of the worlds I've been doing with daily driving and performance-based, it takes it with a smile on its face. So that's just kind of one of the big things that I think a lot of people don't know about and don't really consider when actually buying the car. I'd say buying the car is one of the easier things, you know, it's just kind of straightforward. But with all of the other prices that come along with the ownership of an M car or a high-performance German car, all those outside consumables and everything really do add up if you're not smart with getting your labor or parts from outside sources. The only benefit that these brands have are with companies that do the lifetime warranty and guarantee with some of their items. I know, as bad as it is to see the $1,000 for brake pads, companies like ECS or Turner actually have lifetime replacement on those parts. So once they're used and abused, I could actually send them out, get credit, and pretty much have free brake pads. But the buy-in to those programs are so astronomically taxed and high, they are banking that they're still making their money even if you forget to send those back. So there really is no catch free or get out of jail. You're just ending up spending money, and understand that for this sport, motorsports is super expensive, but there are some ways to get really nifty and cheap, and going through an M car is definitely not the route. So knowing with my life I can't just put a hold on everything and kind of go and have fun with tracking the car, I'm trying my best to find deals and be as nifty and you know, smart and clever with how to find my deals and how to do the work myself if I can, to save from doing anything that's gonna be, you know, pushing me out of budget or making me feel more guilty of spending any money on this car. But really comes down to the way I'm having it built up is to just be into a tire fund and an event registration fee fund. And knowing that some groups have Black Friday sales or July 4th sales, you always got to be vigilant and see what those are out to get them. I am doing a track day down at Watkins Glen International on 4/11, which I'm preparing the car for, and I got that track day 3 hours track time for only $150, which is absolutely a steal. So what can I say? Yeah, for a dual duty car, this is a great platform, as I'm saying, but it's just so expensive to get the most out of both sides, and it really makes you punish and hurt and squirm. My tie rods are seized in the car, if I showed you guys in the previous video, and with that, I want to replace them, and just the assemblies for both sides, without labor or installation, it's around $500 just for the manual part off FCP Euro. So that's just another thing. Comparing it to other prices like an M340, you're getting the whole set for like half that price, $200, $250. So it does hurt. It does hurt a lot. But would I have another way? No, not really. I mean, this is what you get straight out the box. This is what the whole point of the M car is. You have that factory warranty on these parts, that they all work without any tuning or outside tinkering. You know, like all these engineers worked on making a platform that just works, especially if you leave it stock. It's not a problem. That's why, another reason why I want to just leave the motor and everything stock on this car. I know it can take so much more power comfortably, but knowing that I have pretty much the slowest form of a G80 in the car, I have a feeling that my internals and everything are pretty much bulletproof unless I money shift, and it'll just last and take the abuse on the car. And really, power is not everything, especially, you guys know, on a track. It's really just figuring out, dialing out the suspension. The performance there, I'm just really trying hard to get the most out of it with my driving. So those are just my 2 cents on this topic. If you guys also have another idea to agree, I know when this car first came out, everyone in the comments was saying the same thing, how this car's a pig, super heavy, and it's just really, really painful on the tire fund and everything, which I agree. I mean, this car is super heavy, 4,000 pounds on tires are going to chew them up, especially with the power. But you know, if you work it out, be clever in some ways, and not really, you know, buying the most expensive tires, find deals. There are ways to, you know, not hurt super bad, but regardless, there are better platforms to do specific things, and finding that mix together sometimes isn't always the answer. For me, since I only have one car, and this is my car that does everything, I'm trying to find mesh and mix together. But overall, in the future, it might end up just being me having a dedicated track platform, and keeping this kind of where the state is currently right now, is primarily a nice back road street car and highway cruiser. But those are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm looking forward to hear your guys down below. If you like this comment, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.